What is this 425-pound bench press? No mention of anything special, no special supplements. Is it too wild? Coach Greg, in today's video, a natty or not on Hassan Whiteside's amazing transformation. He starts off at 315 pounds. Mind you, he's over 7 feet tall, so he doesn't actually look all that bad. He isn't what I would call morbidly obese. He's just a little bit overweight. He locks in and loses 50 pounds and makes such an amazing transformation that even Phil Heath is commenting, "That's the way." Hassan White writes, "GOAT!" exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Do you want to know what the actual way was? Well, let's watch the after. Boom! Peeled. He's got single-digit body fat. He's got that small waist already. And so once the fat came off, revealing the abs, bro looks like a fitness model. He looks like he could step up on stage. Having lost 50 pounds, imagine how much higher he can actually jump. Imagine, put 50 pounds on your back and try to slam dunk. Are you even getting off the ground? And so by taking off 50 pounds, he's probably added 6 to 12 inches to his vertical jump. And so it makes a significant difference in basketball. This lock-in different. The irony, the foreshadowing, if you will, this transformation, this lock-in was different. Do you want to know why it was different? Are you waiting for it? As I'm seeing him here, I'm thinking, bro probably isn't natural. Now, is it possible to build this much muscle while being natty? Of course it is. Lots of people can do it. The problem is, can he do it, or did he do it? What is this 425-pound bench press? Bro bench 425. He's got longer arms than most people's deadlift. This is incredible. A 425-pound bench press. Guys, that is a lot. Besides the work, you change your diet. And he writes, I had to take a year off for surgery, got to 300 plus pounds, didn't like it, then slimmed down, don't drink calories and no sugar and minimize your carbs. Okay, no mention of anything special, no special supplements. I didn't hear him say he was on Turk Builder Max. No, bro never said he was on GO2 Max to improve his cardio, nor GLP Max to reduce his cravings, to make him less hungry. And so, how did he do this? Was it Ozempic, Ratatouille, Tirzepatide, a GLP? Nope. It wasn't that either. A 425-pound bench with that arm length is wild. It is wild. Or is it too wild? Real grind put the NBA on notice. You can't hide hard work and dedication. I'm trying to write comments, but for some reason, the comments have now been disabled. Now, why would that be? With so many people glazing him as if he was a donut, why is it that he's somehow decided to disable those comments? Does he not want guys like Coach Greg to congratulate him, to say how amazing his hard work is, to say, hey, he can even outbench Coach Greg? This is incredible. Well, here's the problem. This is a natty or not, and I'm telling you he's not natty. And you're thinking, well, how do you know? He doesn't look bigger than you. Hussein Farhat had a better physique than this. And so where's the proof? Well, the proof is he failed the drug test. Literally. And so a natty or not with a proven drug fail, and not only for one drug, it was an accident. He bought a supplement and somehow it slipped in. This doesn't happen. But hey, perhaps we would have given him the benefit of the doubt. He failed for 2 banned performance-enhancing drugs. The first one, it's called Anavar, oxandrolone. And what would that do? It would help to build more muscle. It doesn't make you retain water. You wouldn't get puffy. You wouldn't get bloated. And when I used to use steroids, this was my favorite. It made me so freaking strong. The pumps, it felt incredible. The bicep veins were bulging. The chest was so pumped. Everything felt amazing. This is not as toxic to the liver, and it's taken orally. And so if a basketball player were to take this, he most certainly would put on more muscle. It wouldn't look like water retention, and you could most likely get away with it. Visually, it's not going to put on 20 pounds of muscle, but it is going to make you significantly stronger. And so when you go to jump, to grab a rebound, to slam dunk, you're jumping higher. You're stronger, you can get off the ground higher, and it will, without question, improve your performance. Hassan Whiteside, a foreign player for newly crowned CBA champion Shanghai Sharks, faces a potential 2-year ban after doping violation, but the team are expected to retain their title. Guys, you really think they're going to remove the title of the championship because one of the athletes failed a drug test later on? Listen to this, guys. He fails the drug test, and instead of announcing he failed the drug test, they said he got injured. He's injured. He's hurt. He cannot play. Oh my goodness. What are we going to do without him? I mean, he's one of our best players. Of course, the team is trying to keep the news secret. They're playing in China. How is this any different than if you were playing in any country around the world? The people are trying to keep things like this on the hush-hush. They don't want to hurt the team. They don't want to lose their fans. And so essentially, my opinion, they're lying. When you say you've injured yourself, when you literally failed a drug test, well, that is not the truth. And so if somebody fails a test, we need to know this is what happened. They are gone. This is not the team's responsibility. It is not the team's fault. They have no knowledge of this. And so they should have to make an announcement saying, this is what he did, this is what he took, and he is banned for X amount of years. Whitehead tested positive for the prohibited substances oxandrolone metabolites, which we know is Anavar, and clomiphene. Many of you perhaps have heard of Clomid or even enclomiphene. These are very, very similar. And FYI, you can get enclomiphene as a prescription. For example, if you went to Algo RX and you had low levels of testosterone and the doctors felt that you needed to raise it, or perhaps you had abused steroids in the past, they could prescribe this to you to get your testosterone levels back to normal. Remember, if you're interested, you can use code Greg for your discount. Algo RX also gets your blood work tested and so on. Now, why do you think he would want to take enclomiphene? When you use Anavar, this is an external steroid. It's from outside of the body. And when you take steroids, it causes your own body's production of testosterone to go down. And so if you start taking oxandrolone, Anavar, you swallow it, you take that. What happens to your own body's production of testosterone is it's going to plummet. It's going to crash, and eventually you're not going to feel very good. At first, the Anavar is going to make you feel amazing. You're going to be so much stronger. And so by taking Anavar without the use of testosterone, as in it's not there as a base, bad things are going to happen. You're going to have reduced libido. You're going to have the same energy. And so your testosterone levels is crashed. By taking enclomiphene with it, it's going to boost testosterone levels and you're going to feel more normal with the added benefit of the Anavar. And so this, in my opinion, is a well thought out stack. Guy probably doesn't want to inject anything. He's looking for that boost. How am I going to have the same strength? He knows if he just takes Anavar on its own, bad things could probably happen. So he adds in the clomiphene to help him continue to keep his testosterone levels elevated. Under the World Anti-Doping Agency WADA prohibited list, oxandrolone metabolites are classified as a class S1 anabolic agent. It just means it's a steroid, guys. Keep it simple. Anavar is a steroid, while clomiphene is a S4 hormonal and metabolic modulator. Guys, it boosts your test. Keep the language simple. Following the violation, Whiteside also played in his second game of Shanghai's quarterfinal series against whatever, as well as the entire semi-final series against Beijing Ducks. In this case, you have to think that he knew what he was doing. I highly doubt he thought that Anavar and clomiphene were somehow natural and that you could use it with no negative side effects, that it wasn't breaking the rules of the competition. And so why do you think he was doing this? He wanted to get that advantage. He had played in the NBA previously for over 10 years. He's getting older. He's 37. He wants to keep playing. He sees his athletic skills, his abilities go down. And steroids is that equalizer. If you're 40 years of age and you're using steroids, you could have the strength, the fitness, the ability to recover of that of a 20-year-old. And so that is why he's doing it. And just congratulating him and saying you locked in and you did the hard work. Yeah, he did that, but he also took steroids on top of that. It gives him an advantage. Nobody looks like this without putting in the hard work. Everyone has to eat the proper food. He has to be in a calorie deficit. He has to do the cardio. He has to do all of those things. But the steroids, it definitely helped. Just because he doesn't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Just because he doesn't look like Sebum or Sam Sulik doesn't mean that he's natural. Most people who use steroids have less muscle than this. I know you want to think that most guys on steroids are jacked. They're huge, that you can tell because they're so massive. But the harsh reality is that most steroids barely get you to look as big as this. Most people using steroids are fat. If the muscles that you have are covered in fat, you're not going to see them. Without the clearly defined six-pack, without being able to bench press 425 pounds, most people are just going to assume you're natural. The problem is people expect steroids to work even better than they actually do. Now, I'm not saying that steroids don't work, but they still are the icing on the cake. Without the amazing genetics to start with, no one is going to end up looking like Ronnie Coleman or Phil Heath for that matter. You have to have the best genetics in the world, and on top of that, take steroids to have physiques like that. If you have below average genetics and you take steroids, you're only going to look average. I'm not saying it's not going to help, but you can see what steroids have done. It led to this physique. He failed. Is it an impressive physique? Yes. But I do believe that most people would assume that with hard work, you could do this natural, but yet the evidence is he did not do it natural. He used performance-enhancing drugs. Now, if you want to be healthy and not fail a drug test, you can, of course, use Turk Builder Max. And if you're looking to improve your testosterone to that equal of something, for example, like enclomiphene, which you can get at Algorex, there's something new. The most innovative supplement of the past decade, it's called Ferula Max. This is not like a regular test booster. This is going to, with a money-back guarantee and a $50 gift card, increase your testosterone levels. It's not banned by WADA. And so if he had taken this along with turkesterone, he wouldn't have failed the drug test. Why would you risk taking Anavar, taking enclomiphene, Clomid, whatever, when you can boost your testosterone levels of that of a fake natty while still being natural? Is that not what you want? Remember to use code Greg for 15% off. This is going to quite literally change the game. It's natural. You won't fail the drug test. Get to the website and start purchasing today. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo. Don't forget to go to Algorex for your various peptides, Cialis, Telmisartan, and all the list of things that are going on over there. Don't forget to watch one of the two bloops. And if you want to get sponsored or get coached or carry these amazing supplements in your store or gym, click the link for that as well. And until next time, I am out.